So welcome to the workshop tour. I'm going to show you around. I'll take you around the right hand side and then back towards the garage door that's behind me. Apologies if you can hear any background noise. There is a road out front and it's raining, so you might be able to hear that on the roof. So we'll start in this corner. Just got some gardening equipment hanging up, some bits for the car share. This is all new stuff, tiling stuff, kitchen fitting jigs, that kind of stuff under there, and the smallest box out, the tough system that I have in the van, which I don't actually currently use. That all needs a home. It's just there for now because I've got nowhere else to put it. Coming up you can see the mitre station. Again, not the best. It's got like 9mm ply on it. This is all just chucked up. I should add I've moved house since my very first video 4 years ago, and you'll notice that that is a shed. This is obviously a garage. So moved house about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I just really smacked all this up just because I needed it. So it was meant to be a quick fix. Gonna change it, but it's been up for about 2 years now. But I will get around to gutting this whole side. I want to paint the whole thing black as well. I did paint it when I moved in. It wasn't white. I did paint it when I moved in, but white's not the best colour. As you can see, it's bringing up all the... So I think I'm going to paint it black, and then change quite a bit of things. But this is what we've got at the minute. It works fine. I can't complain. It's better than the shed. So, you know, I'm quite lucky to have this. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. But I do want to make improvements. So I've got little cubby holes there with some random stuff in. What we've got in there? Some wheels. And yeah, some magnetic strips, drawer slides, that kind of thing. That is the dust extraction for the mitre saw. It's a park slide special. I think it costs 15 quid. Sounds like an aeroplane taking off. It's really loud, but you know, it does the job to a certain degree. It's not brilliant, but it's better than now. Millionaire stick to save my fingers. Obviously here in defence I usually have some safety glasses in there, but God knows where they've gone. Marking kit, measuring kit, and then obviously the mitre saw underneath there. Loads of little different compartments for bits and bobs, all labelled up. I just write on them what it is. These were all £8 each from B&Q. I believe they're a bit more now, but yeah, they're not bad. Cheap, and they are quite good. I've got 3 empty at the bottom, which I've got nothing in at the minute. Wall chaser, that's new. Not used it yet. Not need to use it, but bought it anyway for some little jobs that I've got coming up in the house. So could come in useful for that. Some other little bits and bobs written on it, what they are. That is what is that again? Can't remember. DeWalt something, obviously. Have I just locked it? Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's what that is. A DeWalt ratchet and Allen key set. That was in the van originally, but then I just got the Weaver set, replaced it because that is too big, too heavy. Yeah, laser. Not used it, to be honest with you. I bought it just as we moved in here, and it's been up there ever since. I've not really got round to using it. One thing I don't really get the chance to do is be in here as much as I want to. This was in the old shed. It's on wheels. That's going to go as well. What we got under there? Dovetail jig. Some drawer slides. I took off an old cabinet. I thought I might use it for something, but I haven't yet. Drill bits. Nothing. This little tub is all my sharpening stuff. And then we just got loads of bits and bobs in there. Some armoured cable. Some other cable, and I think that's the Craig insert plate for the router table, which I was going to build, but I've not got round to doing it. Brown paper holder, and some pucks, stuff like that. Like you see, this is on wheels, it all pulls out, and there's like a little garage for a dolly that lives under there as well. Ladders. This is dust extraction, so obviously we've got a hoover at the bottom. And then we've got the, can't remember what you call it, but I'm sure you all know. Got that there. And then that goes off all the way up here and hangs off there, so I can reach round the shop. I did have an arm that I could pull out from the wall, but when I hung the grandkids' bikes up and stuff, it was getting in the way, so I just got rid of it and done that instead. It works out alright. So yeah, obviously I've got other things in here that I don't necessarily want in here, but they've got to stay in here. Lawnmower, Karcher pressure washer. Got some stuff on the side of the cabinet here. Again, you'll see a lot of my stuff, I need to take better care of stuff. A lot of it's rusting because I've got a problem with damp in here. It is quite damp, so I need to get that squared. Kitchen fitting jigs there. I went on a kitchen fitting course, it was 3-4 weeks, and one of the elements of it was plumbing, so I had to learn a bit about copper pipe and soldering, that kind of stuff. This isn't brilliant, I'm not, plumbers will be looking at that and go, that's shit. I mean, it is wonky in that. I've not done brilliantly on the old soldering, but they do all hold, it doesn't leak, that's the main thing. And that was day one of learning plumbing. So for the very first attempt of building something and for it not to leak, I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, I asked if I could keep that as a little memento, and it helped me see how far I've improved, because I plan on building more of them. I do have some 22mm copper pipe up there. That was in the garage when I got here, funny enough, which I've didn't mention, but I've utilised that across there as well to hold all my spring clamps. Anyway, I'm going to get some more 15mm copper pipe and practice this again and see if I can be any better than what I was on day one. So this little cabinet again, it's locked, key's not usually there, it's on me because grandkids, so that's just got all my paints, chemicals, bit of stationery stuff, glues, silicone, all that kind of stuff, more spray paints, painting accessories, wallpaper and stuff, and then that one's all paint apart from the bungees, and that's my paint sprayer and some more paints. So like I say, that is all locked away, and that key is usually hung up on here, out the way of the kids can't reach it, but me and the wife knows where it is. 2 sets of different style of sawhorses, come in very useful having multiple. Don't really use these ones that much anymore, but you know, I can just shove them down the side there, so keep them. Obviously spray bottle, and that is damp proof membrane from a project ages ago, and I've obviously just got that roll left. Then on the back wall, some ladders, step ladders, hanging up. That lets me get access to my wood storage up here. I did some paneling and bought a load of this MDF and then cut it down to size, but I bought far too much. I've got loads left there, so if I've got any more paneling jobs in the future, plenty there. I mean, it is sagging like a banana, but I'm sure it'll be alright. And we've got my Sealy bandsaw, a project I started around about the time my first video came out, just before that, and I've never finished it because this snapped off and I've just been too lazy to replace it, but I will get around to it one day. Like I say, I love this workshop, but I'm not in here enough to get stuff done, and I've got stuff on the house I need to sort out, so I don't get as much done as I want to. I'm hoping that's going to change soon. So that's my wood storage, and then behind it I've got more sheet materials. And again, this is why I want to redo the layout, because I think I'm not utilising the space as best I could, so I think I could do better. Some saws hanging up, and this is my tool wall. It's basically, as you can see, just a sheet of plywood cut down to fit some battens behind it to keep it off the wall so it's not directly touching it, and then screws, and I've just hung stuff up, and then a magnetic strip for the saws, and then I've got I bought that thinking it was an 18 volt, turned up as a 12 volt, but again I left it for about 2 months before I actually opened the box and realised what bloody size it was. So I thought, too late to send it back, so I just waited till I got enough money and I bought a 12 volt, which is now in the kit for the van. TV, still not sorted out a socket for it. That's another thing I need to do actually, is the electrics. They aren't the best, so I need to redo them. But yeah, still hadn't had a socket for the telly, so I can have YouTube music or something on in the background. I wanted a light over here, so I just made this little shelf basically, stuck it up there, put the light on the bottom, and then I have me hand planes again. That's a car boot find, which is rusty as hell. I've been meaning to sort it out, but just never got round to it. I've got the DeWalt cordless one, so that's a little bit redundant, but I'm gonna keep it in case the DeWalt cordless one goes tits up. Then I've still got a planer. Drill press, brilliant little thing that. Don't regret buying that. I used to have a lumberjack one, and to be honest it was poo, so that's a massive improvement. And then I've just put little magnetic strips all along here so I can hang all my tools off there. Easy access, quick grab, and I do like that. Again, an old tin just stuck to the wall. That holds all my pencils. Boss stitch pencil sharpener. I remember them having one of them at school on a teacher's desk, so I thought I could get one, and yeah, I like them, so splurged out on that. It was about 20 or 30 quid. Madness. Measuring stuff, battery charging station. I've recently started going to DeWalt because I want to go DeWalt cordless for the job I'm starting up, or the company I'm starting up. And these are the tools that I've not traditionally had, which is the Ryobi, Bosch Blue, Bosch Green, and Parkside. And that little Parkside drill is brilliant, by the way, but I just wanted one battery platform for when I started the business. So yeah, going to DeWalt. I've got the charger on the van, and I've got these two, so I can charge in here or in the house, or I can even take them to site, and if I'm lucky I can charge them in the customer's house. But I don't really want to do that. I think it's potentially could be seen as taking liberties. Obviously screws, various sizes, that kind of stuff. This is an extra alarm, oops, which I need to fit on the van. Again, like I say, electrics need upgraded. That box is broke, so I need to swap all that around. And I'm going to put all this in conduit as well, so I'll get it done properly. Like I say, I want it to look smart once it's done. I want to probably spend more time in here as well, and force myself to spend more time in here once it's looking smart. And then underneath here, I've got, again, I bought that for my future business, but then I want it to go cordless. So I've got the cordless DeWalt, but again I'll keep that because, you know, it'll come in useful on some jobs. And yeah, again I've just screwed some waste pipe that I had to a board and screwed the board to this worktop. This worktop was already in the garage when I moved in, and I've just made little cutouts for all the drills and heat guns and stuff that I have. DeWalt's usually sitting there, but they're in my box. And plaster and drywall kit there. All my tubs and boxes are me extra copper, 15, 22mm soldering bits, corners, joints, that kind of thing. Little painting bucket, another dolly, paddle mixer, me vice, and I've got a metal bender sat at the back there. And then up here I've got a bigger Werner ladder. Again, another fairly expensive mistake, bought that for the van and then found out it was too bloody big, so I had to get a smaller one. Yeah, filter, good for getting the dust out here so you're not breathing it in. And that's a, what do you call it, a retractable socket, so if I'm doing stuff outside I can pull that down. Also, that's how I power up the table saw, and this has its own dust extraction under there, which I'll show you in a minute, and I plug that in to that, and because I can pull that out, I can just hook that up over here somewhere, so that's flat along the floor, that's up there, and it's not getting stuck on anything. Best solution I can come up with at the minute. That was getting thrown out at work, so I took it, I just put bits and bobs in it. Got a heater on the end, which isn't brilliant. I think I'm going to get a diesel heater when I redo all this. A couple of extension leads, and then a French cleat. I did used to have loads of stuff on here, but I don't use it, to be honest. So, but what I've still got left on it is my sanding stuff. I've got the cordless DeWalt sander in the box, but this is the stuff that stays in the workshop. My big plunger router, Triton. That's the one I was going to make into a lift, but just never got round to it. And router bits. A cheap, crappy belt sander. It doesn't even have a make, I don't think. But anyway, that served me well, so no need to upgrade it. I don't use a bench sander that much. I do use it in this orientation, and it's good. It's never let me down. It does what I want it to do. So a few Craig jigs. Again, I've not really used them because as soon as I got that, I pretty much a month or two later I got the what's the word I'm looking for? The DeWalt one on the rails. Can't get my words out, but I think you know what I mean. So yeah, not really used that since. Centipede. It's a good little quick table again for going outside. I can just pull that apart, chuck a bit of wood on top of it, and that works fine. And then we've got this tool cabinet from Halfords, which cost me £100, which isn't bad. And that's kind of what I've got in it. Tap and dial set, nothing. Some of the screwdrivers and stuff that I don't really use that often, so they go in there. Some other bits I don't really use that often, riveting gun. Yeah, dowel jig, discs, and label maker. I think that's a epoxide laser, and then some other meters. Yeah, that's for me welder, obviously. PTFE tape. Don't know why that's in there, to be honest. And then extra little bits for the hoover, dust extraction, cable ties. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, Axminster sander, belt and disc, and my Craig jig. And a spare stone for the grinder, which I forgot to show, is on there. There's a bungee keeping it in, so I'm not going to pull it out, but you flip that over onto there and clamp it, and then your grinder's good to go. And then there's all my clamps. A little PPE station. I've got some plaster in here because I was doing some plastering, but I'm not the best at plastering, so I ain't going to show you it. But and then in the middle, last bit, got my gasless or gas MIG welder. Again, I'm not very good at welding. I'm on a course in February, to learn how to weld. I've been teaching myself, and that's the first ever weld I did, and it is absolutely rubbish. I know. Look at the state of that. But the two bits of metal stuck together. So it's the first weld I've ever done. Yeah, it's poo, but I'll keep that as a little momentum. But yeah, hopefully when I do the welding course, it's one night a week, and hopefully I'll learn the fundamentals of all this stuff, and then pick it up from there. There's a few things I want to do, so I'm hoping to progress on that in the future. And then we've got our table saw and outfeed table, which has managed to find itself as the main workbench. I do pretty much nearly everything on here, even though it's not that big, but you know, it comes in handy. Table saw, sled, and then on this end I've got more storage. Got these off Amazon. I think they were at the time about £4.50 a pop, so I got loads of them, filled them up with stuff, and that was before this come along. So I had this originally and then expanded and got that, so I've got quite a bit of storage now. And then that's all my table saw accessories. That's where the dust extraction lives, and it connects up to the table saw, but I can also just pull that tube out and use it as a hoover as well. And then I've got some more storage under there, not a lot going on though. And then the table saw itself, and then this is the stuff that goes in the van. I think the only thing on the van tour that you wouldn't have seen is this, so that's a mitre and table saw in one. I've got that because I thought, again, I've got a small van, to get that and the stand, it's going to take up a lot of room. But if I'm just doing a small job like architraves or skating board, something like that, and I potentially might have to rip them down, it's easier if I just take that, in my eyes, and it'll still do the job. If I'm doing anything a bit more extravagant than small jobs like that, then I have to take the table saw and that mitre saw probably. Yeah, the table saw itself, like I say, it's got its own dust extraction. That's its little fob there to turn it on and off. Yeah, nothing's plugged in at the minute though, so usually I would get that extension cable and, like I say, plug it in up there, and then that gives that power. And that's the same with the welder. Again, pull that cord down, plug that in, and then I'm good to go. But I tend to wait till there's decent weather and push that outside, because you know it's not brilliant. It's kind of like a wood shop mainly, so to be trying to do welding in here is probably not the best thing. I think what I might have to do as well is build a cover of some sort to go over this when it's not in use, to keep all the dust off it, because try as I may, it just gets covered. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I've covered everything. If you've got any questions, just let me know in the comments. Like I said, there's quite a lot I want to do to this. This whole wall is going to get redesigned. I have a few built-ins, shelves up to the height of that. Yeah, because I think I need more storage for this stuff on the end. This is a big waste of space. So I don't know what I'm going to do fully, but I've got a rough idea. I think I'm going to basically like do a built-in round this. So we've got shelves here, and I'm going to put that kind of stuff in there, and all the other loose stuff in them shelves. And then I'm probably going to have like a workbench of a certain height that is higher than this, so I can push that up against the wall and under it, and so it frees up all this space in the middle, potentially. So that is my rough plan. Like I said, all this stuff, I'll build that into here as well, so I'll probably have the bottom bit for that, and then above it for the DeWalt totes, and then they'll hold all the rest of that kit. And then the grandkids are getting a bit older, so hopefully I can get rid of them bikes soon. And I need to pull all this off. This has been in since I've moved in, but if you poke underneath, there's wood in the middle there, and that's rotten. I mean, it's fairly soft. So I need to get all that down, and then I need to treat all the timbers with this. I haven't seen any sign of woodworm, but there are some little pinprick holes somewhere in one of the rafters. I saw it, hence why I bought that. But there was no dust coming out of it or anything, so I don't think there's any active woodworm, but potentially there might have been at some point. So yeah, I want to treat all this timber, and I want to sort out the damp. The floors are atrocious, so that's another thing I need to sort out. It's proper uneven, and there's greenery on the outside of that wall, which I think's sucking moisture in, which I'll find out when I get rid of that. And there definitely is that side, because that's my garden out there. So I need to pull out there's a tree. So in this corner outside, there's a tree growing right up the side of it, and the roots are all over it. You can see that's all really damp on the outside. So I'm probably going to have to rip all that out as well. But yeah, that is the workshop tour. Got any questions, just let me know.